Do you feel like you're continually herding cats as a leader of your team? Are your people working together, or are they all over the place doing their own individual stuff? And then you've got to try and piece that all together. Do they talk well? Do they handle conflict well? What's going on for you? Well, stick with me, because this month we're going to talk about how you can lead a team that actually wants to work together and get done what you need them to get done. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, leadership and sustainable performance coach. And today I want to start a conversation for this month around the 4 pillars of effective teamwork. We've all heard it before. Teamwork makes the dream work. But here's the problem. We've also heard there's no I in team. Well, I'm here to challenge that straight away. Teams are made up of lots of I's, lots of individual people that have their own ideas, their own opinions, their own ways of thinking and doing. So what we've got to do is we've got to find a way to bring all that together, to celebrate the diversity of thought that we have, the ideas that we have, instead of what happens a lot of times, that becoming something that people conflict on. It's what actually brings us together and gives us the cohesion that we need in today's busy world of getting stuff done. I talk about 4 pillars that underpin effective teamwork. They are collaboration, communication, conflict, and change. And how your team operates in those 4 areas will determine whether or not you're leading a team that gets things done or one that's falling behind. What I want to do this month is make sure that we go deeper on each of these. And instead of just brushing over them, I want to give them the depth that they deserve. I also want to make sure that we've got practical strategies in each one of those areas so that we can get out there and get some value rather than just being a video talking about stuff. I want us to understand why each of these pillars are important, what you can do to make sure that you build them in your team, and how to do that. And then I want to make sure that you've got a next step that you can take from every single video so that you can get those things done. And we're going to do this all this month. We're going to come back with short videos for the rest of the month that give you little tips, little practical steps, little pieces that you can bring it all together. I'm also going to give you an ebook that you can download and you can read and you can distribute amongst your team so that this becomes something that is part of your culture. It's something that you talk about. And if you want someone to come in and work with you, I'm happy to talk about how we might be able to do that as well. But let me equip you with what it is that you need to know and understand before you can actually take any benefit from the knowledge that we're going to share this month. The first thing you need to do is you need to think differently as a leader. You need to be able to have an open mind that says, you know what, the way we've always done things is not necessarily the way we need to do them moving forward. We need to remove some of the antiquated learnings and understandings that we have around what teamwork is. For example, a lot of times when you start talking about teamwork and other things like this, people start thinking about warm and fuzzy and soft skills. And in fact, I find that these are critical skills that we need to have as a leader so that we can actually get the real work done. That is the work that we think, the technical work, the expertise that we have. We think that's the real stuff. However, without removing the roadblocks that are put in the way by ineffective teamwork, and without having the strategies that allow us to develop great teams, our output of that expertise and that technical work is tainted. And in fact, it's not at the level that it could be. So I want you to shift your mindset around these soft skills. These aren't the soft ones. These are the ones that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. So stick with me as we go through this. Look for opportunities to change the way that you look at things, the way that you do things. So we're going to kick this off by talking about collaboration. We're going to talk about what it is and what it isn't. Collaboration isn't just working together. It isn't just getting on with each other. It's strategically placing the right people in the right places with the right connections and the right skills that complement each other. It's looking at the value that everyone brings as an individual and how we can put that together in a unique mix that's going to give you the results you want, depending on what it is that you're looking for. It's the antidote to people like me who are lone wolves, who just wanted to get stuff done, get out of my way, don't get involved in what I'm doing, just let me do it. No, it's about taking the unique skills and talents and strengths of the different people in your team and pairing those up so that you get more value for your clients. You get more value from what it is that you're doing. Collaboration is looking at how can I do things differently so that the things that I used to do by myself, I can now involve others. It takes a need for there to be a shift in mindset around scarcity. Sometimes people don't want to collaborate, and I was certainly this way, because they think, well, if I share that out with other people, they'll take from me. If I let them involved in what I'm doing, then perhaps then they'll know how I do it and they won't need me anymore. So whatever it is, that underlying psychology that I keep going back to, that could allow you to see collaboration as being a bad thing. Collaboration is all about the collective. It's all about how do we get there together rather than the alternative, which is what most teams start with, at least. And that is, how do we all individually get where we're going and get out of each other's way? You see, when collaboration is not done well or it's non-existent, what we tend to do is have results that are less than. We tend to have people that are doing the same thing. They don't have an understanding of what their key responsibilities are and who does what. So people are just busy and they're all running around like chooks with their head cut off and not really being as productive as we could be. But when you collaborate with someone else, that's bringing you and someone else or other people together. And I love the analogy, the metaphor of getting a rope and looking at the strength that that rope has and what it can pull and what it can lift, but then taking two ropes and intertwining those ropes together. And you might think on the surface level of looking at it that then you can lift twice as much or pull twice as much. But no, it actually multiplies it tenfold. So collaboration is something that is going to help you to get more done with less in this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. We're going to make sure that we also understand that these four pillars, although they are four different areas, they're not linear and they all intertwine with each other. Communication when we're collaborating is important. Handling conflict in a healthy way is also important. And looking at change and changing in a different way is just as important. So even though I'm going to run through each of those in their own singularity, what we're going to do is look at them as if they're all part of the overall picture. So collaboration is the first pillar that underpins effective teamwork. Who is it that you're collaborating with? What are your current thoughts on collaboration? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Join the conversation. This isn't about me talking to you. This is about us talking with each other. This is about you and I and every one of us collaborating on this topic, on this conversation. And your input is just as valuable as mine. Well, that's it from me for this video. Keep an eye out over the rest of the week, and I'm going to drop 3 more little short reels just to give you a little bit of an overview on some of the elements within collaboration. And then next week and the following couple of weeks after that, we'll go into those other pillar areas as well. Join the conversation. I'll see you then.